In terms of background checks, what's happening during the potential employment process is the employer is asking for a record of your criminal history. The issues that we see with background checks is that it's not necessarily your criminal history that they're receiving. Instead, what happens is someone else's criminal history is merged with your criminal history. And when the employer sees that, they think, we don't want to hire a felon or someone who has some sort of, sexual deviancy. So instead of you getting a job you're entitled to, you're getting penalized because the background check company is reporting you as a felon when you're not. Criminal record errors are really going to preclude you from getting a job because when you with a clean slate, no rap sheet, no criminal history, come along and apply for the job that you would love to have, unfortunately, what happens a lot of times is the criminal background check report merges someone else's information with your own, and it makes it look like you were actually the one that was arrested or got the DUI or whatever, criminal issue happens. And when the potential employer sees that and you're just a name on a paper and they don't know you, they're going to decide to hire someone who does not have the background issue, the criminal background issue, and go with a different prospect instead of you. What's interesting is that the Fair Credit Reporting Act also applies to background check issues. So we're going to utilize that same statute that holds your credit guarantors and your credit bureaus accountable if there's an issue on your criminal background check. And if that's the case, what you need to do is go through the dispute process and show that you were not the person who got the DUI or something else we've seen is drug trafficking or other felonies. And you submit the dispute to the background check company. And if they verify it and say, yes, this actually was you, you're not telling the truth, you were the one arrested, that's when you have a Fair Credit Reporting Act claim based upon this background check issue. If you have an issue on your criminal background check report, it is something that you're able to go through and do the dispute process by yourself. However, I do recommend contacting Loker Law to help you guide you through the process, because what we've seen is when the consumers go through without advice and without counsel, that can really prolong the dispute process. So instead of taking 30 days and either have it cleaned up or taking 30 days and having a lawsuit ready to file if they reject your claim, these companies are dragging out this investigation process for a month after month after month, and then ultimately telling you, no, you're going to be stuck with this. So it's more efficient to work with Loker Law, someone who's been through the process with each of these background check companies, and we can help you do the dispute right from the start and either get it cleared up or be ready to jump into litigation if they ignore you. The issue with criminal background check problems is that it's going to preclude people from getting a job that they wanted, potentially their dream job, based upon a crime they did not commit. These false felonies and false arrests and false DUIs are stopping people from getting hired because their potential employer thinks that we don't necessarily want to work with this type of person who is going to be committing this type of crime or any crime for that matter. And you, with a clean slate, no problems in your background, are not going to get hired as a result of someone else's bad behavior.